that we were in Mumias yesterday to pursue our economic interests as the people of this region. And the backbone of our economy here is sugarcane farming and milling of cane. Now, when we assembled in Mumias, we wanted to push this agenda. Our meeting in Mumias, which was rudely interrupted, Mr. President, was about the economic agenda of our region. And you allowed a meeting in Buhungu Stadium that was meant to pursue the political agenda of the Orange Democratic Movement, its leaders in this region, and their party leader, Raila Odinga. We would like to inform all the players in ODM, Raila Odinga, Oparanya, and others, that we will not be stopped and cowed from pursuing our economic agenda. We are not doing anything new. Mr. President, don't run away from it. We support BBI that you released in Bomas of Kenya. But if the intention of these rallies is to go and re-engineer BBI so that you introduce some of the resolutions we had at Buhungu, for example, an all-powerful prime minister and so on, we will find it difficult to support a BBI different from the BBI that we saw in Bomas. Mr. Raila Odinga, you saw it. By the time you took the podium, the chairs in the pavilion were empty. People walked out on you. And this has some of the people Oparanya was actually paying to come and attend your rally. They are telling you in no uncertain terms that on the ground things are different. Event be changing. Event be a change. That they will listen to us who are pushing our economic, who are pushing their economic agenda. Finally, but not least, the governor of Kakamega, you owe us. We are supporting you in modernization of the structure of this town, but you are not going to do it at the expense of the livelihood of the people of this town of Kakamega. It is an open secret that in Kakamega, the locals are the majority stakeholders in the small and medium scale enterprises. So when you come and destroy all the physical structures that were housing these small and medium enterprises, you are actually pushing the local business people out of business in the commercial hub of the Abalua nation. We have no apologies to make, because when we speak, we are speaking as leaders of a community of our powerful 7 million Kenyans. And nobody is going to take us for granted. Thank you very much. I think I'll allow my colleagues, members of the County Assembly, to make a few remarks.
Asante. Mimi naitwa Kevin Mahelo, mwakilishi wa wadi ya Butali Chegulo kutoka Malava. Jana nilikuwa Mumias na sisi ndo tulifukuzwa na tear gas, lakini tulifaulu kuongea na wananchi wetu wa Kakamega. Ningemuomba Waziri Matiang'i kuwa wale askari wengi niliona jana Mumias, kesho wapeleke Garissa na Marsabit. Walimu wetu wengi Waluya wako huko wanauliwa. Jambo la pili ni kwa Kotu Secretary General Francis Atwoli. Jana ulisema vizuri kuwa mwaka kesho wewe ndio utasema nani atakuwa MCA, nani atakuwa mbunge na nani atakuwa gavana wa kaunti ya Kakamega. Nataka kukumbusha kuwa mwaka wa 92 ulisimama ubunge kwa Isera na ulipata kura 200. Mwaka wa 98 ulisimama pia huko kwa Isera na ukapata kura 150. Na mimi nataka kuomba mwaka wa 2022 uache kuhangaika kuja ile wadi inaitwa Butali Chegulo wewe utaungana na Raila, mimi nitakuwa na William Ruto na nataka nitakuangusha hiyo kura. Jambo la tatu kwa rais wetu Uhuru Kenyatta. Ukiangalia historia ya kura ya Jubilee ya 2017, wadi ambayo ilikupatia kura mingi inaitwa Butali Chegulo. Tulikupatia kura zaidi ya 1800. Na wewe ulituambia vizuri sana tukusaidie kura miaka 10 na sisi tukaambia wananchi wetu na miaka ingine 10 ya William Ruto. Nataka kuambia kuwa sisi watu wa Butali Chegulo bado tunafuata sheria, na wewe ni Mkatoliki kama mimi, tunangoja umalize miaka yako 10 alafu ile miaka ingine 10 tutapatia William Ruto. Mwisho kabisa kwa kaunti ya Kakamega, mlibeba vijana wa kazi mashinani 3000. Mkawaambia wasivae uniform. Kwa wale vijana wa kazi mashinani kuna wale wako na disability. Mkawalazimisha wakakuja hapa, wengine hawakuwa na nauli, wamelala hapa town na pesa ilitolewa kulipa kila mtu. Ninaomba mwenye alikuwa anahusika, sababu tunajua kila mtu alikuwa amewekewa alipo 1500, ile pesa vijana wa kazi mashinani 1500 walipwe. Lakini sisi kama vijana hatukuona kwa uwanja kijana yote akisimamishwa atoe maoni ya BBI. Ni wale wazetu walisoma hiyo maoni. Na mwisho kabisa, Rais Uhuru Kenyatta, ulituambia vizuri na sisi tunasikia. Ukasema BBI kila mtu atapewa kitabu ajisomee. Huku tuambia Raila atakuja kutusomea. Huku tuambia Matiangi atatusomea. Na kama rais unafikiria sisi Waluhya hatujasoma, nataka kuhakikisha kuwa tumesoma, sababu tunajua kusoma Biblia. Kwa hivyo tuletee vitabu sisi wenyewe tujisomea. Asanteni.
Thank you very much. Few remarks from Jacqueline, then you'll ask your questions.
My name is Jacqueline Monesi, nominated MCA from Vihiga County. I just want to comment on one thing. I saw a clip of one Honorable Gathoni Wamuchomba from Kiambu County telling the women of Western Cluster in totality that the BBI is going to make our men, our husbands, our brothers, our fathers to marry many wives. That is a very careless statement from a leader of that caliber. And on behalf of the women of Western, I'd like Honorable Gathoni Wamuchomba to apologize to us, because you cannot come and tell our women that BBI is going to make our men to have many wives. That is not the kind of thing our women want to hear. Our women want to hear how they are going to get clean water, how the roads are going to be made to enable them do their chores comfortably, how their children are going to school, how they are going to get food on the table. That is the kind of language the women of Western and in Kenya per se want to hear. Not how our husbands are going to have many women, how our sons are going to marry many women, or how our fathers are going to have many women. So it is very unfortunate, it is uncouth, it is barbaric, it is a very demeaning statement from a leader of that caliber. And I also want to tell the people of Kiambu County, it is unfortunate that that is the kind of woman who is representing you in the national parliament. And I know the women of Kiambu County, who I believe they voted for her knowing that she's going to look into their interests, are seemingly disappointed. Last but not least, I'll also be petitioning in the County Assembly of Vihiga and put a statement across through the park committee to ask the governor the kind of where he got the money to ferry our workers to come, and they were given strict instructions to come in civilian. Yet in Vihiga County Assembly, the health workers have not been paid for 7 months. The revenue collectors have not been paid. There are people who are suffering there, and you can afford to spend close to 20 million for the sake of financing the BBI. My colleague MCAs who attended that meeting, they were telling us that they were given 100,000 shillings each. Where is that money coming from? And in any case, we are all supporting BBI. What is this hula baloo about? Why waste money? Yet all of us are in agreement with BBI. It is unfortunate that this is the kind of things that have to go on in our country. But as leaders, we are entrusted by the people of Kenya to do our work, legislative representation and oversight. We shall not allow such kind of things to go on in the name of BBI. Thank you.
Karibuni. Yes, Murithi? Yeah. We hold kidogo the faithfuls wapite kidogo tu.
Alafu mwambie Kiswahili.
Tutawalipa tu. Wenyewe in fact wenyewe watauliza tu. Swahili basi. Na tuweze kudia all this maneno. Mjome? What is the name? Yes, Murithi. Yeah.
From your statement, one will feel like you're behaving like a jilted lover. Why not just let them be their cause? They chose to go to this other meeting, not to come to the meeting. Yes, I'm not sure. Probably I also came late to say much in communication with some of them. I think the ones who are, apart from you behaving like a jilted lover, are they the ones who are sacrificing the rights of the community?
Far from it. I can never be a jilted lover from Davadi or Wetangula. It's me who divorced them. I divorced Davadi after I worked with him and confirmed that he has no strategy of becoming president. What he has is an intention to become president. But to accompany it with strategy, it continues to lack up to and including yesterday, when he abandoned his own meeting and landed into his opponent's meeting. If what you guys are telling us from the media is true, he's telling us that he was wronged by the president. So is Mudavadi telling us that when he'll be running for president and people are behind him, when Uhuru will call him that stop running for president and start supporting Raila, that he's going to leave us Kwamata? That's why my case with him is not I'm jilted, but it's me who has divorced him, and I'm serious. As far as Wetangula is concerned, he came to me and I did a very difficult historical rally here in the headquarters of our community in Kakamega. Braved all manner of intimidation, including tear gas. And Wetangula was telling me that I do this for him because he wanted to be president. Little did I know that I was doing this for a man who wanted to be senator. Because when the time of decision making came, the guy declared that he wanted to be senator of Bungoma. And therefore, I divorced him up to and including quitting as his deputy party leader of Fort Kenya. This is serious business. We are mentioning it to him so that whoever asked him to go to Bukhungu Stadium, hoping that he'll get political capital out of it, he should know that there will be no returns on that ambitious investment.
And the other question, what do you make of this meeting, the one that you had planned, the one that was in Bukhungu, and the whole BBI?
We are sitting pretty because our meeting, we had been told that we shall be put under house arrest. We had been told that we will be stopped from going there, and all those efforts were made. But we overcame them, and we entered into Mumias. They had to use 1,000 GSU officers plus to stop us. A harmless man like me, who weighs less than 70 kilograms, you bring people who stand 7 feet tall, 1,000 of them to contain me. It was a huge anticlimax. But we went there, we talked to our people, you covered us, you saw only that we were doing it under very difficult circumstances. So to us, we have won 100%. Because as soon as you finished with us, you saw our people retreated into their homes. But here, when they finished their rally, they had a challenge of transport. There is a transport brother-in-law of mine who owns 150 matatus in this town. I was talking to him this morning. He told me he dropped the last person in Kisumu at 3:30 a.m. this morning. So they were bringing outsiders to cheer them on when the locals already know that they wanted us to speak to their economic agenda. My kid sister here has raised the issue of polygamy, and as a practicing polygamist, I want to inform the Member of Parliament of Kiambu that, Madam, polygamy is not a sport. Polygamy is not like prostitution. Polygamy is a respected institution that has got serious do's and don'ts. Don't you come here and start thinking that in Luyaland you become polygamous just like that. Yes, any other question? Yes, Muridi?
Are you aware that one of the generals is also called from State House, and that's why he deserted Benjamin Oshia?
As far as I know, up to this minute, now that you have said it, I was given, and I went to his house, I was given that Washeli was abducted. So if the president of Kenya now is using tactics of abducting his leaders and then subsequently telling members of the public that, oh, I didn't abduct him, I instructed him. Yeah. We were told he was abducted. So if the president has reversed that he did not abduct him, but he told him to abandon us, then be it. And even if it is that he might have been persuaded by the president to so do, we are talking on behalf of a community of 7 million people. Those of us who are here, we can surely go away, and other leaders are waiting to step into our shoes. There was a time in this town when we used to think that there would be no life without Michael Kijana Wamalwa. But we have managed to forge on. And I can assure you, all of you, that the future is very bright. Whether they abandon us or whether he's abducted or not, life goes on. And we are going to complete the journey. In fact, if leaders were persuaded by the president or ordered by the president, let me tell them, 2020 is the year for making decisions on alliances. You cannot win the president without alliances. So those of us who have made our decision early and clearly that we are working with the deputy president, it is because we are conscious that without a strong ally, we will not form government. So we want to urge them to reconfirm that the reason why they went to Bukungu Stadium is because they have decided to make alliances with Raila Odinga. Asanteni sana.